Detective Comics issue 1010 sees an unconscious Bruce found by two old men who think he is some type of space creature. They take him back to their camp so they can determine who he is exactly. In the crashed plane, Deadshot collects up the CEOs, wanting to hear them thank him for saving them. They aren't happy with him, and Deadshot reveals that he was paid to kidnap them, and it's not his fault that they crashed, and if they don't shut up, he will add to the collateral damage already building since the crash. He leaves them to tend to their injured as he goes to hunt down more of the CEOs. One of the CEOs says there's more of them than there are of him, and he merely fires his weapon into the hull of the plane, saying she should be scared of him since he's got a reputation to uphold. Before he can leave, Deadshot is attacked by a panther, which claws at his exposed face before he manages to shoot it, preventing it from killing one of the CEOs. The injured animal runs off as Bruce regains consciousness back at the old men's camp, learning that they have been there for 75 years, since World War II. They fix Bruce's injuries with some of their local remedies, and they ask who won the war. Bruce tells them that the Allies and the US won the war, but out of it, Japan emerged into a golden age, and with the US's help, they are now allies, hopefully forever. They begin talking about baseball as Bruce tries to get up, but is still shaky from the injuries. The men tell Bruce to rest, but he needs to save the others from the plane, but the injuries are too much for Bruce. To pass the time, Bruce asks the men of their stories, learning that they were in a dogfight, both crashing on the island. The US pilot was going to kill the Japanese pilot, but saw him as just another pilot about to burn alive in his cockpit, so he saved him. Bruce is amazed at their story and learns that they also fought for days after the crash, but then they just stopped since they both realized that they worked better together, working to try and get off the island, but no one ever came for them. They know that they will die on the island and hope the locals will miss them. Bruce wonders who the locals are as Tanaka, the injured panther, returns. The men rush to the animal's aid and Bruce knows what shot it, so he asks the men to borrow a few things. Deadshot meanwhile is playing games with his hostages before asking who the missing billionaire is he still hasn't found. Lucius Fox says that it's Bruce Wayne, but Deadshot should forget about him since they need food and water to survive. Lawton doesn't care, saying that they can eat each other for all he cares. It was a joke, however, as he shoots their dinner. Going to retrieve it, he doesn't find the kill, however, finding Bruce dressed up in a bat-like costume made from the pilot's leftover flight gear. Deadshot doesn't know who the person is, firing on the man as Bruce kicks him. The bullet, however, was meant to miss Bruce and hits a tree above him, bringing it down on him as Deadshot escapes. Bruce sees the other CEOs and runs towards the hostages to free them, but as he goes to free them, Deadshot takes aim, telling himself that those aren't hostages anymore, they are bait. Victor Freeze, meanwhile, is almost done thawing out his wife, saying their hearts were frozen in time, waiting for the sun. He activates the stasis chamber around Nora, saying that their wait has been peaceful, truthful, and faithful. Detective Comics issue 1010 continued this fun Deadshot versus Batman story that I honestly thought was going to be over by this issue. I love the setting of the story as well as taking Bruce's toys away from him and making him rely on his wits and physical skills to rescue his fellow billionaires and fight Deadshot. The story of two pilots from opposing sides of a war becoming friends after crash landing is a little bit of a cliche, but I did enjoy it and I'm looking forward to the story continuing next issue. Same with the Mr. Freeze backups we've been teased with over the last two issues as well. They've been really cool. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.